Hello and welcome back to TF1C, the Formula 1 chat, and we are here for the F1 Circus's trip to Monaco. We're in Monte Carlo, the most expensive track ever. It's the home of everyone that's rich, pretty much, and so yeah, it's a pretty glamorous weekend with all the biggest celebrities in attendance. To start with, though, our first video heading into this weekend will be Formula 2. So we're going to run through our predictions and a little preview for it, mention a bit of what happened in Spain, and then, yeah, what we think will happen in Monaco. So, going into this weekend, Felipe Drugovich leads the championship. A very dominant double win for him in Spain. I mean, he was absolutely unstoppable, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, no one was anywhere near him the whole weekend. You know, he won by a few seconds in each race, which for F2 is a country mile. It'll be interesting to see how he does around here, because the MP doesn't usually run too well at Monaco, and we know the likes of Pourchaire and Lawson are both very strong around here. So I think it might be tougher for Drugovich this weekend, but I still think he'll be around the top lot.
I agree, but I do think we've seen how MP can really make strategy pay off. We saw that in Barcelona. Everybody else really struggled on the softs, had to pit in quite early, but somehow the MP managed to get the most out of them, go quite far into the race on their softs. Then when they pitted for mediums later, not only had they jumped everyone, but then of course they had more pace, which allowed Drugovich to win. And then Novalak on the alternative strategy got like a P4, P5, something like that. P5, so very strong performance from the MP there. And that's just strategy. So I think Monaco, a track where you can't really overtake.
A lot of traffic as well, yeah.
Exactly. I do think strategy could be huge here. And if MP can make their tyres go longer than anyone else, that could play a part. But yeah, Pourchaire obviously won here last year, took pole, and then the win. Very strong performance from him. But yeah, most people would take pole here, often then go on to win. So not too surprising. I think if he can get pole, he will control the race from there. Maybe. But it'll be interesting to see. I do think we'll see at least one big-ish incident. It is Monaco, it is Formula 2. They are young, inexperienced drivers. A few chaotic heads in there. I think we'll see at least a few pile-ups.
Yeah, I'll see
at least a pile-up.
The F3, because all the drivers that came from F3 have never driven at Monaco before, so I expect to see a lot of crashing. Yeah,
that could be potentially problematic. Right, shall we get into our predictions then?
Yes.
So, qualifying, for us last time out, it was Doohan that took pole. Do you think it'll continue his good form? We'll start from 5th, obviously. Yes. But who do you think is going to be 5th?
P5, I've got the man who in Spain got P2 with a lap that kind of came out of nowhere. P5, I've got Yuri Vips.
Interesting. Quite low for Vips. He needs something big to reignite his championship fight after some difficult rounds.
I think the 4 drivers ahead of him are a lot strong. I just look strong at the moment. And that Spain lap, I think, kind of was just came out of nowhere, really. Which I don't quite know if he was quick or whether it just pulled one random lap out.
To be fair, maybe not being right at the front might help him, because in recent weeks he's been spinning at Imola, he's been spinning at Spain, he's been all over the place.
Obviously, Bahrain had a bad pit stop, costing him. He's got a lot of bad luck here with Vips.
But also some big mistakes.
I think P5, bit of a solid result for him.
Yeah, fair enough. I've gone for the Premier driver. I've gone for Dennis Hauser. Formula 3 champion last season. I think we've not seen the best from Hauser just yet, but I think this could be his weekend to get a P5.
Strong prediction for a guy who's never driven at Monaco before.
Yeah, but I think Premier usually run decently there. I think Premier are going to start to find some form now.
Maybe.
I think Hauser's going to get P5.
Okay, P4. I've got championship leader Felipe Drugovich.
I think that's a bigger prediction than me going for Hauser P5. Because the MP just does not does not run well at MP.
I still think that he's dragged the car up. I think if they can get the setup right, a little look at it properly, get it kind of where he wants it to be. I think he's very good. Obviously, I haven't put him any higher because he's not really known for being the greatest at qualifying. but I think P4 will be a decent result.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's going to be one of those sessions where there's just red flags all over the place.
I think we'll see incidents. I don't think we'll see many red flags. I think we'll see a lot of fighting. But
quali.
Quali, fair enough.
Full of red flags, which is why I feel like it's just going to be down to who can get a decent lap in.
Who can go first, get a lap in, which is what the Premers tried. Premers tried last time, didn't they?
Yeah.
They tried just going when no one else was on track in the hope that maybe some incident would happen and then there'd be 1-2, but it didn't really pay off for them at all. My P4, I've gone for Owasa. Very strong start to life in Formula 2. He's demonstrated a lot of pace, and I think he'll continue that pace here with a very solid P4 and put a bit of pressure on the other Red Bull drivers that aren't perhaps getting the best out of their machinery.
Yeah.
Well, I've just noticed a spelling mistake. It's annoying me.
He's definitely had a very good season, very good debut season.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been much better than Roy Nassani in the dams.
That is truly stunning, because I thought my boy Roy Nassani would be getting that Williams seat next season.
Owasa got his debut podium in
evidently
Spain.
not.
Maybe push on from that.
I think he'll take that momentum, and I think he'll get a P4. P4 here in quali.
P3, I've got the best driver on the grid.
Jack Doohan's P3.
Although he did have, obviously, his worst ever qualifying result in Formula 2 in Spain in P16.
No, mate, Doohan got P1.
Liam Lawson.
Disgrace.
Really struggled in Spain. Obviously, qualified P16, got no points in the sprint, and only got 2 in the feature. Really tough weekend. He could do with a strong result in Monaco to boost his championship, get him right back up there with Drugovich. Try and put some pressure on him. I think P3 is a decent way to start the weekend.
Yeah, fair enough. I've also got Liam Lawson P3. And,
Strong result.
Again, I think he needs to bounce back. But that does mean that there's 2 drivers ahead of him, which for Lawson could not be a good thing. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Who've you got P2, though?
I've got a man who has been known for his very good qualifying this year. And it's a very bold prediction saying he's never driven at Monaco before. But I've gone P2, I've gone Jack Doohan.
I love Jack Doohan. I think I've made that very clear in the previous Formula 2 videos. But as much as I want to be like, Doohan's going to win, Doohan does not adapt well to new circuits. We've seen that at Saudi. And we've seen that at Imola, I believe F3 didn't go to. To be fair, he got a good quality result there. But he took pole at Bahrain and Spain, which are 2 races he's done before.
I just see him
2 tracks he's been to before.
Because with the pole in Bahrain, I just think, Spain, he turned the pole into a P2, really strong weekend for him. And as I said, it's gonna be a weird quali session. It's gonna be all over the place, stop and start. I just feel like he could just get a decent lap in. And then
I think he'll have some decent pace. I think it'll be the lower echelons of the top 10 and then kind of be nearer the front for the sprint.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. My P2, though, is Yuri Vips. Desperately needs a bit of luck. A bit of luck, if I'm honest. I think he will just get lucky this weekend for once and maybe just be one of the only ones to get a lap in before someone chucks in a wall. Not mentioning names, so that's probably going to be Ollie Caldwell or Roy Nassani. Or Cordeal. Oh no, he'll just cut across the pit line and weave over it. And Roy Cordeal is... Yeah, he's F2,
yeah, fair enough. And then P1, I have a funny feeling you've probably got the same driver. I've got the king of Monaco last year. I've gone Théo Pourchaire.
I've also gone Théo Pourchaire.
I think he's championship, hasn't been too great this year. I just feel like Monaco, he's very quick at Monaco.
I think I'll have confidence knowing that that the MP doesn't usually run well there.
And I think he'll want to take full advantage of that.
Yeah, so that's why I've put Pourchaire top as well. Into the sprint then.
Flip the grid.
P5. Who do you have sitting?
I've gone Logan Sargent.
Bottom of the 5 in sprint. Interesting.
I think he's had an alright season so far. And obviously in Spain he was incredible. Got a debut podium in the sprint, got P3. And in the feature, he got P4. 2 very strong results. Has put him on par with his teammate Liam Lawson. I think he's got some very good pace. I don't think he'll be up there in quali. Obviously, that's why he's the flip grid. So I don't see him. But once he's adapted to the Because he's done it well. He never raced at Saudi before and never raced at Imola. He got points in Imola.
I seem to remember
taken in Saudi by doing. So.
I don't know if I remember this wrongly, but I seem to remember him having a mare at Monaco last year. But I might be completely wrong.
He was in F3 last year.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't then.
He didn't.
Completely different person.
Yeah. So I've got Logan Sargent P5.
I haven't got Sargent at all in any of my predictions.
Fair enough.
I don't think he'll continue any good form here. P5 though, I have Felipe Drugovich. I think the MP won't be very quick, but I think he'll be able to drag it up there. I think when obviously reverse grid for the sprint, I think he might get a decent position with the reversing of the grids.
P4 in the sprint, I've gone Richard Verschoor. Just a decent driver, really.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the reverse grid, he's just going to be in P. He's going to be like, he'll qualify like 9th or 8th. 8th or 9th. And then because it's Monaco, he'll kind of just sit there, just hold position, have some decent pace. But no one can really go for a move on him. Just takes decent points.
Yeah, I thought about putting Verschoor 4th, but then I opted against it, and because I was very unimpressed by him at Spain. A sprint race winner early this season, and then qualifying P20 at a track which is just so dull. There's not many places you can really go wrong on a quality lap. So yeah, I was very unimpressed. I have got myself beginning with V though. I've gone for the ART of Frederick Vesti. I was very impressed with him in Spain. I think he's going to take that momentum. I think he's going to be about 7th in qualifying, therefore like top 4 in the race. I think he's just going to be really racy.
Fair enough.
And then I think he'll be even more racy on Sunday.
Ooh. P3, I've got a man who I've got qualifying P5 on the Friday. Then on the Saturday sprint, I've got Yuri Vips. Been very unlucky this season.
Yeah.
But for like a podium in the sprint is a good result he needs.
I've done the same thing, but not obviously Vips, but the guy who I put in 5th on quali, Dennis Hauser, I've got him taking a podium here. P3. Yeah, I think Hauser, as I mentioned earlier, will finally find some pace this weekend. I think he'll be very, very competitive.
Yes.
Very competitive. I think he'll get a P3 and form a double Prema podium. But I'll get to that in just a moment.
So P2. P2, I've got Jehan Daruvula. He's had a decent season. Obviously, in the feature at Spain, his engine just cut out. Not much else he could have done about that.
I took a Wasser out as well.
He got like a couple points in the sprint. Apart from that, really not much. He's had an okay season, but for a Prema driver, you'd expect him to be doing better. P2. It's kind of it's the result he needs.
Yeah, well, my P2, I think he'll be on reverse sprint pole. It's Jackie doing. That means I've got Daruvula winning the race. Yeah, I think Daruvula needs, as you mentioned there, to start performing, and I think he needs to really put some pressure on it, because we know that AlphaTauri seat, we expect that AlphaTauri seat will be available for next season. I don't think Gasly will be there come 2023, and if Daruvula, I think this is his last chance.
Yeah.
I think if he doesn't get that AlphaTauri seat now, he never will, because he's got to look over his shoulder and see Hauser, Iwasa now coming through. He's got Lawson and Vips on the same level as him. He's been there 3 years.
Right now,
everyone else has been there 2, and then even less for Hauser and Iwasa. This is their first season.
I'd probably say that Lawson's favourite, because Vips has made a lot of errors, and as you said, Daruvula hasn't been performing.
A lot of people like Vips for some reason. I don't know why.
It was probably because he was putting the Red Bull on Friday.
Yeah.
But I think that's because they'll give him the Red Bull, and then they'll give Lawson the going out of town.
Yeah, because I think Lawson's like more for that. I do think though, whoever does it out of those 3, whoever doesn't get the AlphaTauri seat will not make Formula 1. Perhaps Vips and Lawson could, but I think if Vips gets it, Lawson will probably end up in DTM and Daruvula like IndyCar or something like that.
Yeah.
But I just don't see. Yeah, I just don't see them getting.
Fair enough.
If they lose out.
So you've got Daruvula winning the sprint.
Yeah,
I've
from
got
doing
Marcus Armstrong. Also, he won the sprint in Imola. We know he's very quick. I feel like, again, he's going to get reverse grid pole here. And because it's Monaco, he'll hold on, have some good pace and win. He's had a decent season, to be fair to him, Armstrong. And another sprint win. I'm sure he will definitely take it.
Yeah, well, on to the feature race then.
Big points.
Who'd you have, P5?
P5. I've got the championship leader, Felipe Drugovich.
Dropping back one from your qualifying
Qualifying P4. Yeah, not really much happening. Not really much, moving at the front. Kind of just drops back one, stays there the whole race.
Yeah, as I said in my thing, I think Drugovich will quali low. I don't think he'll be up there, if I'm honest. I think if anything, he could slip back. For Frederick Vesti, I think it's going to be P5. I think, as I mentioned, qualifying around that 7th, 8th, I then think it'll be very racy with the likes of Hauser, Iwasa, Words. I'm trying to think of the other. Oh, like Drugovich, that kind of area. I think they'll all be there doing a derivative just behind that. And I think Vesti will be the one that comes out on top and just manages to squeeze into that P5 behind the top 3, who I think will be very close, and then one driver who I think is going to kind of pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So go on, who have you got P4?
P4, I've got Jack Doohan, dropping back from P2. But I still think, again, it is Monaco, it's tight, I feel like it's just going to hold on. We know his race pace is actually quite decent.
Yeah.
I think maybe drop 1 or 2 off the start, but once he gets into a rhythm, he kind of just sits there, does some laps, doesn't get overtaken, doesn't make any moves. Bit of a dull race for him.
Yeah, fair enough. My P4, now there is some method behind this madness. I think Clement Novalak will take P4. I think he'll qualify about 16th. And I think, as I mentioned, Vesti and co all racing very hard. The top 3 gone opens a perfect gap for a bit of MP strategy payoff. Novalak slots into there, and then it's Monaco. And I think he'll be coined as one of the greatest defensive performances ever at Monaco, ever by a Formula 2 driver. As he just holds back the 9 people behind him. I mean, it is Monaco, but. Yeah. I think the MP will play that strategy card. Maybe he'll be going on to hards, starting on hards and then, I don't know, running late into the race and softs and then pitting into that gap. Something like that. And then, I think he'll be PP4 and have the rest fighting behind him.
Okay.
Then my top 3 are going to run off into the distance. But who have you got on your podium?
Man, he's going to pick up P3 in the sprint and he's going to pick up P3 in the feature race. I got Yuri Vips. Very good. Rebound. It's a weekend he needs. He needs a double podium weekend. I'm sure he'd happily take it. A lot of errors recently, but I can see Monaco. He just gets his head down, stays out of any trouble or incidents, and records himself to very good results.
Yep, very solid for Vips indeed. P3, I've got Liam Lawson maintaining position. I think he'll have some decent pace, but not be able to get past the top 2 who are squabbling. Who have you got top 2 then?
Well, second, I have got the man you mentioned, Liam Lawson, and my race winner is Théo Pourchaire. Doing it again, pole to flag victory.
Yeah. That's what everyone calls it, not lights to flag.
Yeah. Well,
pole to flag.
Same thing. Very strong pace from him. He kind of just holds position. It's Monaco. If you have decent pace at Monaco, no one's getting past you.
I've actually gone for the opposing view. I put Théo Pourchaire on pole, but I think we're actually going to see some fighting at Monaco. I think the F2 cars are small enough, and I think Vips and Pourchaire will have enough respect for each other to leave enough space. Not too much space, but enough space to race. And that's why I'm going Yuri Vips to win it, Pourchaire second. I think a lot of people will be going, Pourchaire's won it, how boring. I think we'll actually get one of the greatest Formula 2 races we've ever seen.
Fair enough.
With a massive battle going on between the top 2. Lawson kind of trying to get involved, can't. Novalak's brilliant strategy. The squabbling of the midfield pack. And Roy Nassani, not using his brakes. No heroics into Sandoval, please. Oh, Nassani again. Yeah, that'll be my expectation from the race. Can't wait for it now to just be exactly how it qualifies is how it ends. Everyone is bored, apart from Nassani, who somehow doesn't finish. Yeah. No one knows how. He just kind of goes down an escape road and into the streets of Monaco.
Yeah. He's just driving around Monaco.
Yeah, he goes on the whole wrong track. He ends up in Nice or something. But yeah, that's where we'll call it today.
Crossing the bloody water.
This would leave, I believe, Drugovich, would still be leading the championship in my scenario. What about you?
Yeah.
Oh, there's about 20 points in it, so basically, is Pourchaire winning both for Drugovich taking nothing?
No. Pourchaire and Lawson will close, but Drugovich will maintain.
Yeah, well, I've got Pourchaire and Lawson both... Pourchaire obviously 3 points for pole will help.
Yeah.
But then, I've got him taking only P2 in the race. Drugovich still getting a solid P5 in the sprint. So I think, Drugovich will lead by about 2 points or so. And then in race, he could pick up some small points as well. Yeah. Or something like that would elevate his position higher. But that's where we're going to round it up. Our Formula 1 preview will be out just like... If this is out in the morning, then later this evening, like later in the afternoon or something. If this goes out in the afternoon, then it'll be later this evening. Whenever this goes out, F1 will be out not too long after it. Certainly the same day. But make sure to look out for that. Make sure to comment below, get involved, tell us your thoughts on what you think will happen in the F2 race. Been loving the really good comments from people in the section down below. So it's been really great to see. Absolutely love interacting with you guys. So make sure to do so. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. We're currently on 31. So doing some decent sub growth recently. So if you want to hit subscribe, make sure to do so. It helps us out, helps us know you're enjoying our content. Make sure to leave a like, and I'm going to thank you all very much for watching. See you next time.
See ya.